A vote on new water restrictions is on hold in Corpus Christi, why city leaders say the current plan goes too far.
Plus, rural neighbors worry the city's search for water could dry up their own wells. What the city plans to do about it. Hey there, folks. Good Tuesday morning. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise, waking up with the Hoffmans yet again. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we made it to the midweek of the work week. We got to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the rest of the week is going. And of course, we got to make sure that today is going okay.
Yeah, good morning, you guys. You know, we are still feeling the humidity out there, the thick air you can wear as we're stepping outside. Dew points are in those mid 70s, temperatures in the upper 70s, so not quite foggy out there, but definitely going to be experiencing the hazy skies once again as we're heading through our Wednesday, and you can still see there on the street lights under SPID some of the hazy atmosphere under those lights, even on Sunset Island, some of the thick cloud cover overhead keeping us warm in those upper 70s, and that's the temperatures across the entire board right now. The cool spot out there, Kingsville, coming in at 75 degrees, but all of us with that wind out of the southeast, that's closer to 10 miles an hour, keeping the visibilities nice and high as we're heading out for our Wednesday morning. Now through our Wednesday afternoon, we'll start to see more of that sunshine coming out once again. Also, winds slightly picking up out of the southeast, about 17 miles an hour sustained, gusting upwards of 20 to 22 miles an hour, so not quite as windy as yesterday, but still a breeze you'll notice into the afternoon, and temperatures topping out about 90 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Now through the next few days, we're still holding on to the heat and humidity through Friday for most of it. By Friday evening, we see that next cold front arrive. That's going to drop temperatures into the weekend and bring a good rain chance for all of us across the coastal bend, but even going into tonight, we do have a small rain chance for, well, I should say small but mighty rain chance for some of our northern neighborhoods tonight, mainly towards Live Oak and B counties, also northern Duval and northern Refugio counties in that level 1 out of 5 risk, so something to be mindful of, and we'll talk a little bit more about it in our full weather forecast. But let's get you ready for your Wednesday morning as we're getting ready to hit those roadways. So far on the Harbor Bridge, if you're heading to and from Portland, not tracking any major slowdowns, looking pretty good out that direction. So for Robstown and Calallen commuters now, 37 and 44 both also coming in the clear, not going to run into any of those major slowdowns. So let's shift to our major roadways here in Corpus Christi. Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga all coming in the clear. So one more detour as we work our way inland. Good morning there to neighbors in Sinton so far. Haven't been tracking any of those slowdowns even on Pirate Boulevard, so not going to run into any slowdowns out there. And like I talked about, no rain on the radar right now, but we've got big changes on the way. I'll have more details on your weekend forecast. That's coming up in just a few more minutes in our 7-day forecast.
Stephen, thank you so much. This morning, Nueces County Commissioners will hold a special meeting to declare a water emergency. It starts at 9 in room 303 at the Nueces County Courthouse.
So the Corpus Christi City Council is delaying a vote on a new water emergency plan.
Yeah, the proposed ordinance would set monthly water limits for a level 1 emergency, but council members have concerns about punishing residents. They're worried about a $500 citation and surcharges. Several members also oppose shutting off water for people who don't comply.
We should not ever put a disconnection feature, if you will, in all of this plan. 30% of residential households average over that 5,250 gallons per month. That's a lot of households.
Now, council members will meet individually with the Corpus Christi Water COO, Nick Winkleman, this week to discuss their concerns. They'll try to vote on the water limits at next week's meeting.
Neighbors are concerned over the city of Corpus Christi's groundwater pumping activities in western Nueces County. And Chris 6 is listening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber, and this week I explain the science behind your two biggest concerns. Could this activity dry up neighboring wells in rural communities? And are we depleting the aquifer? Let's start with drawdown. Pumping groundwater through a well creates a drop in the water table as water is removed from the ground and drawn to the surface. This drop in water level is known as the cone of depression. With the current water crisis, Corpus Christi Water wants to maximize every drop in our supply. But with more than a dozen wells in western Nueces County, the cone of depression can span several miles in radius. Neighbors in rural communities say all that pumping could draw down wells in nearby towns like Orange Grove, Bishop, and Banquete. And yes, that is possible. In fact, it's identified as a potential impact for this project in the 2026 Coastal Bend Regional Water Plan. However, this well interference is only allowed to go so far. Groundwater districts have rules to limit this interference. In the well permits for the Western well field, the city has a duty to be a good neighbor and work with owners of neighboring wells to reduce drawdown. During a recent water briefing, Chris Six asked the city what neighbors can expect if their well has been affected. CC Water says the first step is to report the issue.
And we will reach out to them, review the data they have, discuss the problem, observe it, and try and do our best to understand the cause. And then if there is an issue that's caused by the city well fields, we'll move forward on a correction method.
As for the aquifer, groundwater districts have a set cap for how much water can be taken. In Nueces County, the modeled available groundwater, or MAG, is 6,787 acre-feet per year, or just over 2 billion gallons. This cap protects the aquifer from depletion. But our aquifer recharges at an extremely slow rate, only about 1/10 of an inch each year. This is where Aquifer Storage and Recovery, or ASR, comes in. ASR helps replenish the aquifer, and it's a way to store water, quite literally, where the sun don't shine, meaning no loss to evaporation like that which happens at Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon. The challenge here, Corpus Christi is still in the early stages of designing its ASR system. Have a question about our water crisis? We're listening. Just look for the story at christv.com. In Nueces County, Stephanie Lauber, Chris 6 News.
So we've got a consumer alert to tell you about, folks. If you drive a Volkswagen, the German automaker is recalling more than 38,000 vehicles. That's because of a fire risk. The recall affects the 2025 and 2026 Volkswagen Taos. A fuel sensor can break off during a rear-end crash. Now, this can cause fuel to leak and start a fire. Volkswagen will mail letters to affected owners on June 19th. Dealers will fix the wiring for free. You can check if your car is on that list by searching your VIN on the Federal Safety website today. Well, folks, it is 6:07 on your Wednesday morning.
We really appreciate you guys. Still ahead on Sunrise, students, athletes usually get all the cheers on signing day, but this time we'll show you how one local high school is now honoring seniors who are enlisting in the military. Welcome back, folks. 6:10, your Wednesday morning. It's time to take a look at that forecast.
It is, and it's going to be the last time that Michelle's right here. She's going to be on her way to San Antonio here in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, I have a story first.
We got to make sure that the weather is going to be okay for her. We talked to you a little bit off camera. She may just miss a storm up north, right?
Absolutely, you got it, Brian. That's where we could see the cap break in the atmosphere, allowing those storms to get going. And even for some of our northern and western neighborhoods of the coastal bend, going into tonight, could see some of it trying to sneak into the area. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on it for you, but either way, they're going to be losing steam as they do. You can see on the sky cams out there for our Wednesday morning, though, the atmosphere is thick with humidity as we're kicking off our day. 76 degrees here from the studio sky cam in downtown Corpus Christi, with a good deck of cloud cover overhead, and all of us rounding out in the mid and upper 70s. The cool spot out there going to be Freer, coming in at 74 degrees. San Diego sitting at that 77 degree mark, and just a slight warm up towards the coast. 78 for areas towards Rockport, Port Aransas, and the Naval Air Station this morning. As we're going through the next few hours in that hour-by-hour forecast, we're on the warm-up, of course, as we see the sun come up. 80 degrees by 9 a.m., up to 85 for that lunchtime hour by noon, and winds also slightly picking up out of the southeast, 10 miles an hour right now, closer to that 17-mile-an-hour mark as we're heading into the afternoon. When we're looking at the big weather picture, this is why we could see more of that storm activity off to the north. We've got this frontal system working into the Lone Star State. It looks like it's going to stall out into central Texas, closer to that I-10 corridor, and wherever it does set up, that's where we could get that best chance for activity in terms of the storms and severe weather. So the National Weather Service Severe Prediction Center has put a large swath of central and east Texas in that level 1 out of 5 risk, and also includes some portions of the coastal bend, mainly northern and western portions. Live Oak and Bee County pretty much entirely in that level 1 out of 5 risk, but also northern Duval, just a slight bit of Jim Wells County there, and northern Refugio could see just some of that storm activity trying to work through the area. So want to be mindful of it, but it it is still a small chance of them working in, just a small but mighty one. Here's how it's playing out on the future tracker. More sunshine into the afternoon takes us back into the 90s for those daytime highs, and a little bit of that stormy activity off to the north, closer to the I-35 corridor in San Antonio. As it works in towards tonight, that's where we're watching storms off towards the west, towards the mountains of Mexico. Those could get going, and if they hold their strength long enough, could work into some of our western neighborhoods there towards Duval County. As we're working through towards tomorrow morning, though, more of the same with them just weakening as they work into the area. So not too much as we're heading into tomorrow in terms of those rainfall amounts, especially as you work further south and further east into the coastal bend. But through the next few days, we're tracking that cold front as we're working into Friday and Saturday. As that brings the cooler temperatures, it's also bringing a better line of rain and showers through the entire area. So should pick up a couple quick tenths of an inch as it works through by Friday evening, and then behind it into the weekend looking even better, 77 degrees by Saturday, and then only up to 80 degrees for our Sunday daytime high.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm. Car wreck? Heil will help.
As graduation season gets closer, high school students are starting to look ahead. For some, it's college. For others, it's a job. And for a few, it's a commitment to serve. In fact, I got a Facebook message from a viewer who told me at Toloso Midway High School that choice is now getting the recognition it deserves. The applause, the cheers, the big moment. It's usually reserved for student athletes. But at Toloso Midway High School, a different kind of milestone took center stage, a commitment to serve. On Friday, the school hosted its first ever military enlistment signing ceremony, honoring students who have chosen to serve their country, much like athletes signing to compete at the collegiate level.
We always see stories of people coming back home with PTSD and all these different disorders. So it's definitely important to bring recognition to that and really respect our people who are coming and going.
One of those students is Aiden Halleck, who's committed to the U.S. Marine Corps. For him, the path started years ago, inspired by family and a moment he still remembers clearly. His grandfather is a retired Army combat veteran who served more than 2 decades with deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kosovo.
We're on Fort Bragg, and I saw the MPs driving by in their little Suburbans, and I saw one with a K9 unit. I'm like, I like dogs. I like these cars, and you're cool. I want to be in the military. You know, that was my big inspiration.
Halleck says his time at Toloso Midway, especially in ROTC, helped turn that childhood inspiration into a real plan.
Of course, it brings about some leadership traits. Definitely helps you with your confidence. In the Marine Corps specifically, the core values are honor, courage, and commitment. And those are some of the things that are taught within our NJROTC program.
A self-proclaimed history buff, he says learning about past conflicts has given him a deeper understanding of what service really means.
With the way the world has been and the conflict in the Middle East, has that ever concerned you?
My personal safety, no. I think when you're with your brothers and a community that you can really fit into, whatever you go there to do, whatever you achieve, what you don't achieve, none of it matters at the end of the day as long as you're with them.
He hopes his decision inspires others, pointing to benefits like education, healthcare, and life experience.
There's no downside to trying.
And he's not alone. Military recruitment has seen a major comeback, with 2025 marking the strongest number in more than a decade.
You've got all these great opportunities that are coming for you.
Exactly, and from all of us at Chris 6, we want to say thank you and congrats to all of our future service members. And you know, school leaders say they hope the ceremony becomes a lasting tradition and inspires other schools to follow.
Hi folks, 6:16 is your time on this Wednesday morning. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still ahead, the legal battle over the future of the Evangeline Groundwater Project continues. What a judge may decide after the break.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Sinton, where a more than 5-hour preliminary hearing focused on challenges to the drilling and transportation permits for the Evangeline Groundwater Project. The project will provide the city with up to 24 million gallons of water per day. The hearing was held to determine if those who have filed protests against the project had legal standing to challenge drilling permits and transportation permits. The main opposition comes from the city of Sinton and St. Paul Water Supply Corporation. They were joined at Tuesday's hearing by some local farmers and the general manager of the San Patricio County Groundwater Conservation District. Corpus Christi City Manager Peter Zanoni, who was at the hearing, says this project is needed to hold off a level 1 water emergency.
And our job is to try to get this groundwater in production. This county that we're in uses 40 million gallons of water a day. That comes from Corpus Christi Water. That comes from 4 other counties other than San Patricio County. So this water would be very beneficial to the industry, the cities and communities that are here in San Patricio County.
Backers of the Evangeline project argue that the spacing of the proposed wells will be enough distance from the protesters' wells to satisfy their concerns. The administrative law judge who heard from both sides says she will write a detailed ruling within the next 10 business days. In Sinton, I'm Stephanie Molina, KRIS 6 News.
Stephanie, thank you. All right, folks, it is 6:22 on your Wednesday morning. Still ahead, the Spurs and their superstar Wemby put an end to the Portland Trail Blazers championship dreams, while the Houston Rockets are hanging on by a thread. Those sports highlights after the break. Welcome back, everyone. So, for the first time in nearly 10 years, the San Antonio Spurs are heading to the second round of the NBA playoffs. The Spurs only needing 5 games to knock off the Portland Trail Blazers. San Antonio taking care of business Tuesday night on their home court, outscoring Portland 65-45 by halftime. The Blazers never really getting close in this one. A total of 6 Spurs players scored in double digits. Point guard De'Aaron Fox was leading the way with 21 points and 9 assists. Center Victor Wembanyama added 17 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 blocks.
That was just one example of how a series can go. And that's a good way to start the playoffs. But yeah, we gain experience, and I'm still hungry for even better matchups.
Let's hope he stays hungry, right? Well, next up for the Spurs, they'll be playing the winner of the Denver Nuggets Minnesota Timberwolves series. Last night, Denver managed to survive, winning Game 5, 125-113. Minnesota still leads the series 3-2. They'll look to close it out at home tomorrow night. And speaking of surviving, the Houston Rockets will look to force Game 6 out of their series against the Los Angeles Lakers. Houston avoided getting swept by winning Game 4 on Sunday. They'll have to win tonight's game without forward Kevin Durant, who is nursing an ankle injury. He'll miss his 4th game of the series. Tip-off for tonight's game inside Crypto.com Arena is at 9. And over to the NHL now. The Dallas Stars are on the verge of elimination in their series against the Minnesota Wild. With the series tied at 2 games apiece, the two teams took the ice Tuesday night for Game 5. Minnesota jumped out to an early lead in the first period, but about 5 minutes later, Dallas tied things on up. Now, the Wild would retake the lead in the second and never look back, winning this one by a final of 4-2. And Dallas will have to win 2 games straight if they want to advance in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. They'll have to travel to Minnesota for Game 6. The puck drops from inside the Grand Casino Arena, and that's at 6:30 tomorrow night. Well, it is 6:27 on your Wednesday morning, folks, and still ahead, an update on the founder of Corpus Christi Chronica and his use of properties he may not have had any legal claim to. What a judge had to say, plus why he was arrested over the weekend. Well, a Corpus Christi man is ordered to stay away from several rental properties. Why tenants say they were illegally evicted.
I'm Joe St. George on Capitol Hill. Could travel chaos and long security lines soon be returning to America's airports? Well, the Department of Homeland Security is once again set to run out of money within days. We'll check in on the congressional debate to avoid this, as well as the push to privatize elements of the TSA. That story is next.
Good morning, folks. If you're just joining us, you're watching KRIS 6 Sunrise. I'm Brian Hoffman. So we got to turn things on over to meteorologist Stephen Jones. He's standing by. Would look at the hot forecast, plus a look at the roadways. How are things going so far, Stephen?
Well, good morning, Brian. You know, we are feeling the humidity outside as we're stepping out for the day. Dew points are in the 70s. Temperatures are in the upper 70s, so we've got some thick cloud cover overhead. We're going to see some more sunshine into the afternoon, though. That's going to help us heat right on up into those 90s, about 90 degrees here in Corpus Christi, even into those mid-90s for areas inland. But, of course, let's get your Wednesday morning kicked off. Here's how those temperatures are rounding out so far. Doesn't look like you're going to need the jacket. 76 degrees here in Corpus Christi as well as Beeville so far. The cool spot going to be Kingsville, coming in at that 75-degree mark with a few degrees warmer towards Port Aransas and Rockport, both reading 78 so far this Wednesday morning. As we roll through into our Wednesday afternoon, more of that sunshine comes back out and we're up towards 84 degrees by 11 a.m. Forecasting 90 here in Corpus Christi like we talked about by about 3 to 4 o'clock with a wind out of the southeast about 17 miles an hour, breezing up to 20 to 22 miles an hour. So going to be something you notice into the afternoon, but in terms of our rain chances through the next few days, going to increase by the time we're heading into Friday. You can see the cool down in store from Friday into Saturday. That's going to bring the rain chances back to the area, but of course let's get you ready for your Wednesday morning and take a look at that current traffic flow map so far. As we're heading out for the day, not looking too bad. It's my favorite color on the board so far. If you're heading out on the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, looking good and green that direction, so let's move on over to I-37. Coming in clear if you're making the commute from Robstown this morning or from Cal Allen this morning, and Robstown for 44 coming into town, also looking pretty good and green so far. For our major roads here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway, any of your picks, also going to come in that good and green flow so far. So let's take one detour inland. Good morning to neighbors up there in Beeville. So far, taking a look at your traffic flow, also not experiencing any of those slowdowns so far. So a good and green Wednesday morning, but could start to see some rain up towards Beeville as soon as tonight. I'll have more details for that on you, on that for you coming up in our full 7-day forecast.
So a judge is ordering Corpus Christi man to stay away from several rental properties at the center of a growing legal battle. Now the ruling comes after tenants say Eric Tunchez, that's the man behind Corpus Christi Chronica, illegally evicted them from homes that he does not own. One tenant says that she still cannot find housing.
And then he brought it to court like if it was legal, and it was illegal because he don't even own the properties.
Yeah. Well, Tunchez arrived late to court Tuesday after the hearing had already ended. He defended his actions when we asked him about the dispute.
The court has entered a temporary restraining order, which I fully comply with while I pursue all the legal remedies to this case.
Let's hope he does, too, because Tunchez could face contempt charges if he violates the judge's orders. Future hearing will determine if the restraining order becomes permanent. So on a related note, a fire at a home that is at the center of another legal dispute involving Tunchez is being investigated as a case of suspected arson. The fire happened Sunday at a home on Chestnut Street near Carroll Lane and Gullahar. The address is the same block where Chris 6 troubleshooters previously reported on Jocelyn Davis. She's that single mother we told you about that Tunchez placed in a home that he claimed to control. In that case, the judge had ruled that Tunchez had no legal standing and no title to Chestnut Street property. On Sunday, he told police that he owned the home, and Tunchez was arrested at the scene on an outstanding county warrant for engaging in criminal activities. So could airport security lines soon become problematic yet again? There is a chance of that after the Secretary of Homeland Security warned that emergency funding that was paying TSA workers since the end of March is going to dry up soon in the next coming days. Scripps News Group's Joe St. George reports on the push for a solution to the ongoing shutdown, including the idea that more of TSA should be privately operated to avoid further impacts from Washington dysfunction.
Stop me if you've heard this before, but the Department of Homeland Security is set once again to run out of money to pay its employees within days. And while Congress is trying to work on a solution this week, it's raising questions about whether elements of the TSA should privatize to avoid funding fights like this from ever happening again.
You could have a lot longer lines going through the airport. It's just absolutely insane.
TSA Union Representative Johnny Jones can't believe the country is once again talking about how a DHS shutdown and potentially a lack of funding
You're good to go.
could soon cause TSA employees to miss paychecks, potentially creating more travel delays. Jones says over 1,000 of his colleagues have quit because of the funding disputes in Washington in recent months.
The amount of people that are leaving the agency is accelerating.
The Department of Homeland Security has been shut down since February 14th, and while President Trump at the end of March announced emergency funding could be used to pay employees like TSA agents, that funding is set to dry up in early May. This week, DHS highlighted how resignations are hurting planning efforts. Writing on social media ahead of the FIFA World Cup and summer travel, this loss has significantly decreased TSA's ability to meet passenger demand and left critical gaps in staffing, as each new recruit requires 4 to 6 months of training.
We have to move DHS funding because it's urgent.
While the Senate has passed bipartisan legislation to fund most of DHS, including TSA, House leadership has issues with that bill and is seeking changes, further prolonging the longest shutdown of any kind in U.S. history. Another ticking clock for TSA workers is putting an increased spotlight on proposals to expand the use of private partnerships and the TSA so that core functions could be performed by employees who aren't tied to an official government paycheck. It was a focus of a recent congressional hearing.
What this proposal does is to leverage the strength of public-private partnerships. If this year demonstrates anything, it is that the TSA workforce and our operations cannot depend on predictable congressional funding.
Jones says his union does not support privatization efforts despite all the emotional and financial strain from recent shutdowns.
You can never compromise security for profit.
Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.
And that is heavy. Well, hey, folks, it is 6:38 on your Wednesday morning. Before you head out the door, meteorologist Stephen Jones has a look at your forecast. And a local 101-year-old World War II veteran takes flight for a big birthday surprise. We'll take you inside the cockpit when we come back. An Orange Grove man says that his well water is becoming heavily contaminated. Why he blames the dropping water levels. In Corpus Christi, police are cracking down on kids riding e-bikes. Why parents could now face the consequences.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
All right, folks, as cities scramble to address water shortages, some people who rely on private wells in Orange Grove say that they're getting left behind. One resident in Orange Grove says that his well water is becoming heavily contaminated. James Burns says his water comes from about 280 feet underground. He says dropping water levels are causing a massive buildup of dissolved solids in his home filter. Burns says that he now has to change his filter every 4 weeks instead of every 6 months.
It's contaminated. I mean, as the water level goes down, the contaminants go up. That's evidence of it right there.
So Burn has filed complaints with state and local agencies, but has not received a response. The chief operating officer for Corpus Christi Water says that clay layers separate the city water from residential wells. City says it's monitoring the wells and looking into Burns' complaints. So if you've been wanting to purchase a rain barrel from the city of Corpus Christi, now is your time. Chris Six called and confirmed 500 rain barrels are now in stock, and 500 more are on the way. The cost for a rain barrel is $47 plus tax. You can purchase them at the Central Cashiering over at City Hall. That's located at 1201 Leopard Street. Once you buy it, you got to pick it up over at the city's warehouse on Sivenon Drive, that building number 6. There is a 2 rain barrel limit, though, per household.
Well, good Wednesday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our studio. Sky cams still have that thick layer of cloud cover overhead. That's helping to keep us nice and warm this morning, waking up to about 77 degrees here in town and those mid to upper 70s across the entire area. 77 degrees for Robstown and Ingleside. 74 going to be our cool spot so far in northern Duval County. Freer coming in at that 74 mark. 77 for San Diego, and just a little bit warmer there for neighbors in Rockport, about 78 degrees. As we're going on through the next few hours, let's take a look at the dog walking forecast. Today we've got Slink Garcia on the board right here from Nueces County. And as we go out there for Slink's walk through these next few hours, we're going to be back on the warm up. 80 degrees by the time we're already heading into 9 a.m., 84 by 11 a.m., 87 as we're heading in towards 1 p.m. And those winds following the same track as yesterday, about 15 miles an hour by that 10 a.m. hour, and slowly picking up closer to 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon. When we're looking at the big weather picture, the big story is off towards central Texas with that frontal system working into the area. That settles in around the I-10 corridor. That's where we could see the better chances for some of those rain shower activity and even storms and potentially severe storms to take off. So the National Weather Service Severe Prediction Center has put a pretty good swath of level 1 out of 5 risk for southern Texas, central Texas, and into east Texas there. This does affect some northern portions of the coastal bend, mainly towards Live Oak and Bee County, but also northern Duval County, even northern Refugio County. Want to keep that in mind as we're heading into tonight. Could see some of these storms just trying to sneak in very quickly. So here's how it's going to play out on the future tracker. More afternoon sunshine takes us back into the 90s for some of our daytime highs, and more of that stormy weather towards the I-35 corridor. As we're heading into tonight, though, we're watching some of those storms out towards the west. They could try to sneak in for some of our northern and western neighborhoods tonight, but losing steam pretty quickly as they do is what it's looking like right now on the future tracker. Same story as we head into the overnight time frame, but still just something to keep in mind as we're heading into tonight. If that front moves a little bit further south, could see those storms right overhead for areas towards George West and Beeville. Towards tomorrow morning, more of the same though, that warm and muggy feeling back to the 70s with a good deck of cloud cover overhead. As we're heading into Friday night, that's where we see our next cold front work into the area. That's going to bring cooler temperatures as we're heading into the weekend, and also our better rain chance for the entire area. As we work in towards Friday night, that cold front should have a good line of showers and storms along it, so could pick up another quarter of an inch or so for most of us across the coastal bend. So a drop in the bucket, we'll take it. Here's how it's playing out on our 7-day forecast. Still warm and muggy through Friday, really. By Friday evening, that cold front arrives with kicking up some of the rain showers and thunderstorms. And if you're already making those weekend plans, looking great out there for some of those outdoor activities. 77 on Saturday, only up to 80 degrees by Sunday.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jacob Daniels, at City Hall to get an update about a problem we've been reporting on for months: e-bikes. Now CCPD has a plan to crack down on this problem. I reported on this e-bike problem back in March, when e-bike safety concerns were on the rise. But Corpus Christi police say the problem has been building for a while.
This has been going on for a couple of years, where we had the little pocket bikes, mini motorcycles, whatever you want to say is, they kind of ride around, and technically, by law, they're illegal to be riding around in public. The issue is that we have seen a number of these. It's been basically more of a proliferation, right? More kids.
But now they're cracking down. And for parents like Nikki Cleese on the island, that push can't come soon enough.
I sure hope so. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of angry parents out on the island, because we all enjoy seeing the kids smiling and laughing and having a good time, being kids again and being out of the house. But I think at the end of the day, no one wants to see any of these children get hurt.
According to CCPD Captain Timothy Frazier, there will be new enforcement tactics.
As far as the kids are concerned, we can still impound their bike, but we can cite the parents for allowing the kids to ride their bikes on the roadway.
Captain Frazier made one thing clear to City Council: these bikes aren't just dangerous, they're illegal.
It's no longer considered really an e-bike. It is now a pocket bike or an electric motorcycle, and those are not legal in any public area. Not on a sidewalk, not on a roadway, not on a bike path. Nowhere in the public are those allowed.
CCPD Chief Markle added that education is the first step, with a new commercial dropping about the bikes this week and a bigger push on social media. CCPD plans to work with neighborhood watch groups across the city, deploying officers to known hotspots. With CCPD putting the responsibility on parents, they're making it clear that if your child is on an e-bike, you can be held accountable. At City Hall, Jacob Daniels, Chris 6 News.
Jacob, thank you for that. And after his original e-bike story aired back in March, neighbors saying that they are seeing results. Howard Jones plays disc golf over at Waldron Park. He told Jacob that the park was a hotspot for e-bike and pocket bike issues. Since Jacob's story aired, Jones says that he's seen a significant improvement, and there's a big difference too. At Tuesday's council meeting, police told Jacob that they worked closely with Parks and Recreation to address the problem. CCPD plans to take that that same targeted approach citywide this summer. So we hope that this story motivates you this morning. A local World War II veteran is now 101 years young and still up for an adventure. He marked a milestone with a ride that he won't ever forget. Neither will we. Michelle and I actually got the chance over in Ingleside to capture the unforgettable moment high above the coastal bend.
Sir, my name is Benjamin. I'll be your pilot today.
You will?
Yes, sir.
You look kind of young. I don't know.
A little humor from 101-year-old Jose Noe Mendez, and a reminder of just how much history he's lived.
Mendez spent 7 months on the front lines during World War II, including the brutal Battle of the Bulge.
About 1 year before all of that, he was just 17 years old in Corpus Christi, training at a Navy aircraft engine school.
So planes like this weren't new to him.
Here's your ride today.
I used to work on this engines.
For his 101st birthday, the Commemorative Air Force Museum and Vintage Air Tours brought those memories back by letting him ride a historic World War II era aircraft.
All right, looking good, looking like a pilot.
It's the right thing to do. This is the greatest generation of people that have made sacrifices that are just immeasurable.
Strapped in, thumbs up, then the roar of the engine.
All eyes followed as he lifted off, soaring over the Gulf Coast.
Even passing over Corpus Christi's USS Lexington Museum, a different view of a life that once saw war from the ground.
And when he touched back down, the crowd was waiting.
Michelle and I even spoke with him just moments after the flight. You being a World War II vet yourself, did it take you back?
Yes, it takes me back many memories.
At 101 years old, those memories are still vivid, but today they come with gratitude.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything everybody's doing for me. Appreciate everything that Channel 6 has been very good for veterans.
But those around him would say they're the ones grateful to be part of his story.
We're very proud of him.
And when we don't have these people to tell their stories, we want to be the next generation to be able to do so. So this is the absolute least we can do.
Yeah, that is such a cool story. One of my most memorable moments here in the Coastal Bend. So throughout the years, we've actually done several interviews with Mr. Mendez. If you would like to see some and learn about his history, you can go to our website and check out the Veterans in Focus page. And later on this morning, a Coastal Bend sailor who lost his life in the Pearl Harbor attack is coming home at last. Michelle first told you about Clyde McMeans last month. Now, more than 80 years later, he's finally being brought home. Thanks to advances in DNA testing, his remains have officially been identified. And this morning, he will be flown from Hawaii back to Texas. Michelle is actually on her way up there right now as his family prepares to welcome him home for the first time in generations. We'll be live streaming the moment on our social media pages starting at around 10:45 a.m. And if you'd like to pay your respects, you're invited to his memorial service this Friday at 1 p.m. He'll be laid to rest with full military honors over the Coastal Bend State Veterans Cemetery. So there's a new passport design featuring President Trump. Now, President Trump's face will be printed on the inside of a limited series of passports to commemorate 250 years of American independence starting up this summer. It's only by special request, though, and only for select people. The new design will also feature an American flag and the president's signature in gold lettering. A famous painting of the founding fathers signing the Declaration of Independence will also be featured on another page. So if you're not too sure what to grab for lunch today, not want to head over to Subway, right? The company is rolling out its first ever value menu. It features 15 entrees, all under $5. More than 18,000 Subway shops across the country are serving up the fresh new menu, as they call it. The new menu includes classic subs, protein pockets, and the sub of the day. Subway is the latest fast food chain to unveil new value menus. McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Panera Bread have all unveiled new value meals in the last few months.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, starting off this list, this morning, Nueces County Commissioners will hold a special meeting to declare a water emergency. It starts at 9 in room 303 over the Nueces County Courthouse. Well, the Corpus Christi City Council is delaying a vote on a new water emergency plan. Council members will meet individually with COO of Corpus Christi Water this week to discuss their concerns. They will try to vote on the water limits at next week's meeting. Judge plans to issue a written ruling on a massive groundwater project in San Patricio County within the next 10 business days. A plan would provide Corpus Christi with up to 24 million gallons of water each day. The city of Corpus Christi now has 500 rain barrels in stock, folks, and 500 more on the way. Cost per barrel, $47 plus tax. You can buy them over at the Central Cashiering over at City Hall, located at 1201 Leopard Street. And a judge has ordered Eric Tunches, the man behind Corpus Christi Chronica, to stay away from several rental properties over the center of a growing legal battle. Tunches could face contempt charges if he ignores and violates a judge's orders. For the first time in nearly 10 years, the San Antonio Spurs are headed to the second round of the NBA playoffs. They're going to play the winner of the Denver Nuggets Minnesota Timberwolves series, of course.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Hello, Chris 6 Sunrise team. We're AEP Texas around your neighborhood here in the Coastal Bend area, wishing everyone a great morning. We are AEP Texas.
Hey, awesome. Thank you so much, AEP Texas. We appreciate it. We hope you have a great day, too. And folks, if you want to send in your own shout out, we always love to see them. Scan that QR code you see on the screen or head on over to our website. You know, Stephen, we've gotten a lot of submissions of those Sunrise shout outs, too. And we definitely love seeing that influx. Even when I'm out and about, too, people are like, hey, can we do a Sunrise shout out? Have you gotten that yet?
I haven't had that yet, but I'm definitely loving seeing them back in the show a little bit more. So that's a really cool thing we've been dealing with. But something else we've been dealing with, a lot of that heat and humidity for our Wednesday morning heading out. Luckily, we haven't been seeing any of those showers, so we haven't been getting wet roadways as we're getting ready to head out for our Wednesday morning. Here's a live view of that traffic flow map. So far, if you're hitting the Harbor Bridge heading to or from Portland, looking good and green. And same goes for 37 and 44 if you're working into town from Calallen or Robstown. So no issues there. Let's go ahead and shift to our major roadways here in Corpus Christi. Ocean Drive, SPID, and Saratoga all coming in the clear. Just one minor slowdown on Saratoga next to Airline Road. But other than that, not too bad. A good and green Wednesday morning. Let's go ahead and get you a forecast as we're getting ready to head into the rest of our Wednesday and through the next few days out there. As we're heading into our Wednesday morning, still dealing with that heat and humidity like we talked about. Here's our Sunset Island cam thanks to Matthew CCAC. That thick cloud cover overhead gonna give way to some sunshine as we're heading into this afternoon. Current temperatures still rounding out in those upper 70s, 76 degrees here in Corpus Christi, 78 towards Port Aransas and Rockport with the cool spot on the board. Kingsville coming in at a nice 75 degrees. As we're rolling into our Wednesday afternoon, like I talked about, that sunshine comes back out, 84 by 11 a.m., up to 89, if not 90 degrees for our daytime high by 3 to 4 o'clock, and that means the mid-90s for areas out west towards Duval County. As we go through the next few days, we're still holding on to the heat and humidity through Friday. Luckily, that next cold front works in by Friday evening. That's going to drop our temperatures and kick up those rain chances, luckily, as we're heading into the weekend. Here's how it's currently playing out on our 7-day forecast. Go ahead and make those weekend plans. It's looking pretty great out there in the wake of the cold front, only 77 degrees on Saturday.
So a city in south central Wisconsin is getting a massive new guardian at the gates of a resort. Take a look at this. This is super cool. A 70-foot-long steel fire-breathing dragon now sits in front of the newly built Delshire Resort in Wisconsin Dells. The structure is being called the world's largest steel fabricated dragon. The gigantic piece weighs more than 22,000 pounds and had to be shipped from Las Vegas by 3 different large trucks. The resort named the dragon Gold Spar, and it will spit fire about every 20 minutes. The resort's grand opening is scheduled for May 10th. I was really hoping to see some video of it spitting fire right there too. I'm kind of stoked on this one. If I ever make it to Wisconsin, that's definitely going to be #1 on my list.
I mean, absolutely. That would be pretty cool to see, just shooting some fire every 20 minutes. Don't even have to wait that long to see some, you know?
See if he's guarding any gold underneath his belly, right?
Maybe.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. We always appreciate it. Hope you have a great Wednesday. We'll be back later on tonight. Have a good one.